Ragnarok, Gotterdammerung. The magic goes away, the passing the age of wonder. You ever wondered about how many works include the theme of degradation? The theme is so prevalent it's difficult to realize it's even there. In Dark Souls, the Age of Fire is kept alive, first by burning the souls of gods, then the lords of men, then finally reburning those same lords because there's no one else left. In Middle-earth, Morgoth fielded armies of dragons and balrogs, was only stopped by the army of the archangels. Sauron, the great evil of the Second and Third Age, was only his servant, and was once beaten by a dog. In the Fourth Age, it's implied that the magic of the elves and Maiar goes away completely. In Zelda, we always see ancient and powerful kingdoms and magic. It's never a newly developed weapon or spell that wins the day, but something handed down from the ancients or the gods. Even Skyward Sword, the earliest in the series, features a race of automatons from a long-dead civilization. Progress is shown by studying the ancients, not from invention. Even the hero is a reincarnation of an older hero. This is even present in myth, as the Greeks, most notably in the works of Hesiod, believed the world to have been made from men of iron, then silver, then bronze, then the Age of Heroes, and finally our world of iron. The Bible gets into this too, as Genesis speaks of people living for centuries and miracles happening openly, which never seems to happen anymore. It may be that we are influenced by these old myths, which had to have the magic fade at the end of the story, since they presumably happened long in the past, and we don't have magic now. Throughout the world, people have seen their history and the achievements of their past so vividly. It was literally all around them in a way Americans can hardly appreciate. I think this is the primary source of our infatuation with these tropes. However, I believe most modern examples, especially in Tolkien's case, have a specific inspiration. Rome. Since its peak under the Severan dynasty in the 2nd century, Rome repeatedly fell back and back, abandoning Britain, then France, and then Rome itself. Each time the empire reformed and put itself forward again. After moving to Constantinople in 324, the Roman Empire lasted for another 1100 years. While we now call these people the Byzantines, everyone at the time still thought of them as Roman. There are references to Constantine XI, the last emperor in 1453, as being the heir to the throne of Augustus. Constantly holding on while falling hopelessly back is a powerful, tragic theme that resonates so well with us. This is notable because of how wrong it is. The Dark Ages allowed people to flourish. Augustus's empire had a GDP of roughly $590 in 1990 per person. By the end of the medieval period, Europeans had roughly twice the GDP per person, as well as 60% more population. When the Enlightenment and then the Industrial Revolution happened, things began to soar. Compared to medieval peasants, or even a century ago, we live in a land of crystal spires and togas. While a forebear is constantly worried about just getting enough food, our poorest of the poor are fat. People always seem to fear a period of collapse. They fail to realize these retractions are necessary. It was the success of the 90s that let Bernie Madoff run the largest Ponzi scheme since the South Sea bubble. It was the Great Recession that caused it to collapse, so legitimate banks could grow. This is just a microcosm of the general truth. Growth is good, but pruning and death is necessary for long-term health. Even looking back at Rome, it never truly died. Constantinople was transformed into Istanbul and became the wealthiest city in the world once again. The title of Kaisari Rum was claimed by the Ottoman Sultan, And that sultanate was Rome's longest dynasty by far. The last emperor of Rome was Mehmed VI, who was deposed in 1922. It's just so sad that people often look back with rose-colored glasses on a past that never existed. In the days where a man could come home from a union job to his wife wearing pearls while vacuuming, a dog, and 2.5 children. Let's just ignore the nightmarish pollution, racism, political turmoil, and all the other problems of the 50s. To compare, we've almost eliminated starvation planet-wide, and we already have a universal translator. Things are actually better than they've ever been. So why are we so infatuated with the past? So, coming full circle back to Dark Souls. Don't fear the fading. The coming dark isn't the end. It's just a new beginning. Thanks for listening, y'all.